Welcome to the Patient Heart Podcast. I'm Krista.
And I'm Leon, and we're here to share the stories of the patient heart.
From raising children to entrepreneurship to spirituality and even our relationship, our intention for this podcast is to come together and express our creativity.
The patient heart brought us back together, and we are so grateful to share this journey with you. Let's dive in.
Hey guys, welcome to our first episode.
This is so exciting. I'm pumped.
We've been sitting here trying to figure out how to do the intro.
Yes, and we have 3 animals in the kitchen. Actually 4. Nova just joined us. A cat. We have 2 dogs and 2 cats.
And so, yeah, if you hear some banging around and hopefully no barking, but so today on our first episode of The Patient Heart, we've decided to go back
Way
12 plus years into our past and let you guys in on how we met, what happened leading up to that, and what's happened since then.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
It's pretty cool stuff.
All right. Do you want to start?
Yeah.
So Krista, tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm going to interview you. I'm totally
don't
interviewing
interview
you.
me. Oh my god.
So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a small town called Dryden, Ontario, and graduated as the valedictorian of my high school.
Oh, you browner.
I know, I'm a total brown-nosing
Brown-noser.
nerd. And yeah, things were great in Dryden. It's a small town, so life was good there.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm Leon, but you already know that from the opening. I go by Lee or Leonidas, which is pretty badass. But yeah, I was born in Jamaica. I moved here when I was turning 4. I was kind of adopted into a family. My mom she's pretty awesome. She's a French Canadian, so
She's pretty good.
she's pretty strict too.
She's French frog.
But she's awesome. I grew up in a small town as well, in Elmer, Ontario, and I was not valedictorian, but I made a lot of people laugh, so I think that's a victory.
He was a class clown. You know what? Hey, like, we have like a balanced background. You were the ones who made everybody laugh, and I was the one who made everybody cry at grad, so I was kind of that asshole.
Oh, well, yeah. I would have been there just to make everyone laugh after.
Exactly. Leon would have been like the pick-me-up after that sad sack of a speech. So we'll fast forward a little bit because right after, well, it's different for you, I guess, but right after high school, I went right to college, and that's where I met Leon. But you have a few years ahead of me, so.
Yeah, I'm 4 years older than you?
3.5.
Holy
yeah.
shit. Oh,
You're
I guess that's
old.
not that bad. I thought I was
man.
older. Yeah, so I went to college in Toronto, and that was for my first year.
On a soccer scholarship.
On a soccer scholarship, which is pretty cool. Also, all I did was play soccer and didn't do any schooling, so and a lot of partying. But after that, I went to school in London. Yeah, Fanshawe College, eh?
Yeah, so we both went to Fanshawe for the same program. We were in different classes. But
I went to meet girls.
For sure you did. There was like literally 2 men in our whole class.
In our whole program. 2 guys in the whole program.
Yeah, and one of the guys liked men, so like Leon's dating pool was
Yeah, it was pretty
it was good.
pretty good. I had good pickings.
So he was a super snappy dresser though, I remember that. His V-necks,
Oh my goodness, the
his
V-necks.
button-ups,
Oh,
and your fedora.
I'll never go back to. Don't mention that.
You know what? I feel like when we start an Instagram page, we're gonna have to like do throwback photos of us in college in your fedora.
Oh my gosh,
Those were good days.
I forgot that I wore a fedora.
How could you forget that?
Oh my
I'll
god,
never
I tried
forget.
to. I tried
He's
to forget.
blocked it out of his memory. So we went through our first semester, like not in the same class, but then we ended up meeting through our roommates, I think.
Yeah, actually, I threw a raging party.
Yeah.
And
I showed up in a short skirt.
Yep. Yeah, I remember what you were wearing. You were wearing a
I did
striped
too.
shirt and a purple short skirt.
Yeah.
And Krista had like big poofy hair at the time. I don't know. I dig the 80s look. I'm a sucker for the 80s. I'm a retro kind of guy. Don't look at my browser history. But yeah, I looked at this girl and I was like, oh my gosh. Who's this blonde?
A platinum blonde.
Yeah,
My hair was
platinum
white.
blonde. Yeah. And I was into the salsa, as I will call it. And just in case there's any kids listening. And
We've already sweared twice.
Yeah, it's all right. They know
It's
that. And then I was like, yeah, come on in. Coming into my Rager.
I think I feel like it was, I didn't know it was your party. I don't have as good of a memory as Leon does.
Oh,
so.
I have an amazing memory. Sometimes I wish
memory.
I didn't have an amazing
Yeah.
memory. There's some things in my life that I probably want to forget. But
that's a good moment to remember.
That's a
It's
great
pretty
moment
cool.
to
now
remember.
it is. But at the time you're probably like, whatever.
Yeah,
This is some cute chick.
I'm
and
like, this cute chick, I wonder if she wants to sleep with me.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Probably.
And I'm using the
No,
word
you
sleep
were
to
like
be more polite.
you were such a gentleman. You were like, we got each other's number somehow. This is blurry because I'm pretty sure I was pretty drunk. And
Yeah.
you probably were too. And I remember you got my number and you were like texting me about eating Doritos or something that night.
Yeah,
Like
so
this
guys,
slick Rick.
if
Doesn't
you ever
invite
want,
me over.
you want to pick up girls, be like, hey, I got Doritos.
That's what I'm eating right now.
I'm not sharing them with you. So good night.
Good night. And then he actually asked me you asked me on a nice date. We went on a date.
Yeah, I went to the Outback Shack
Yeah.
in the Fanshawe College. So if some of you guys went to Fanshawe College, you probably know that the Fanshawe has its own restaurant.
Yeah,
The
it was
Outback
awesome.
was the Outback Shack.
It was the Outback Shack.
Yeah, it was amazing food.
Food and bar.
Yeah,
That I didn't get let into a couple times.
yeah. Krista was too young. I was
No,
old.
I was
I
too
was
drunk.
old, I was old enough to party, and Krista was like, you
I
were
was 18,
and I was
yeah.
what, 20,
Yeah, you were older.
21.
I was like so jazzed that I was dating an older guy too.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god, this is my baby daddy.
And then I did say that actually. That is so funny. I said that in college. I was like, I will have this man's babies.
Yeah.
And then we like dated for 6 months and were drunken idiots and fought all the time.
Oh my goodness, we were like the epitome of a toxic relationship.
Oh, it was
Would you
so
call it
bad.
that?
It was
Toxic
pretty
relationship?
toxic.
Yeah. Like,
I blame the alcohol.
yeah, I couldn't stand crying, and Krista liked to cry.
And
a lot.
I still am.
And it's not that I didn't couldn't stand it. I was just always awkwarded out by people crying.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I don't know,
You were
I don't know what to do with my hands. So I'm so scared right now. Like
He
I
would
was,
just leave
I was
every
like,
time
yeah,
I cried.
yeah. I was like,
was
I'll see you later. We'll talk later. And yeah. So, but anyway.
So we were like, it was like an immature relationship.
Yeah.
I did feel really, I feel like we said I love you. I feel
Yeah,
like we did.
we
We
did.
loved each other,
We did
but it
love
was
each
in
other.
a very immature,
Yeah.
emotionally immature way.
Well, it was just it was a young.
It was a young love.
We're still young. We're still
We're still
young
pretty
in love.
But I was 18. Like, what did I know?
yeah, it was a booze drinking party, and
Yeah.
kind
We
of
partied a
love.
lot.
And it's like ride or die. Those go fast.
It was
and-
intense. Yeah.
you go fast, but you burn out fast as well
Totally.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after I said, "Hey, Krista,
You broke my
I don't think
heart.
we should. I don't think we should be together anymore." We went
was
and did our
pretty
separate
heartbreaking.
things and went our way.
Yeah. Well, I graduated.
Yes, Krista finished college, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't see this girl cry anymore. I got to get the fuck out of here."
And he did?
and I did. No, I just couldn't do school. I just couldn't do it.
It was really cool. Our program was really sweet, but school's not for everybody. And you've never liked school. That's fine. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, that's true.
The program was really cool, though. It was super hands-on.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
It was a fashion program. So if you're wondering what I took for school, I took fashion.
Fashion. That's how he got girls.
That's
and
how
that's
I-
why most of the people were ladies in the class.
But things I never knew how to talk to girls. Like I only knew how to talk to you
Oh.
because I know I must really wanted you.
I guess so.
I found my swag.
You didn't though. You told me that you were eating Doritos. That's not
Hey,
really swaggy.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good for this guy. All right.
So, anyways, fast forward. I don't know.
Probably.
Like, I moved back to Northern Ontario.
I went out. I went to BC.
You went to BC.
Yeah,
we
we
went
did.
like totally different ends of the country. And then we like kind of stayed in touch though, I feel.
Yeah.
Like we tried to like,
Tried to stay friends. I think it was just like,
I always tried to flirt with you.
yeah. I'm
It
not a
was,
very
like,
good
never a
flirter.
friend.
I'm never a really good flirter.
No,
so-
and he's like I couldn't friend zone you. I don't even know how to, that wouldn't have worked.
I'm too sexy to
You-
friend zone.
Pretty much. So anyways, we tried,
Yeah.
but we evolved and things happened and then
I think I moved back to Ontario.
you moved back to Ontario.
Were you living in London at the time when we went for a little date?
No, so I was
Oh,
living in
it's-
Thunder Bay.
Oh yes, and I was living in the same areas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I came back to London where we went to college and I visited some of our friends from college and went back to school and like said hi to all the teachers and
Teacher's pet.
yeah, I was, I'll admit.
Valedictorian.
I wasn't of our class and I was actually really sad. And then we went on a date. When was that? 2013.
Yeah, it would have
That
been.
was 2013.
Yeah. it would have been 2013 because Craig Does No Frills opened up at 2012.
And you were working there.
I was working
and
there.
I remember because I was like, we should like keep hanging out. And you're like, I have to go to work or something. Like you had to work at like 6 a.m. or something crazy.
Yeah.
So we went on a nice date.
Went to Moxie's.
Yeah. I think you were wearing a purple button-up shirt.
Yeah, I was wearing
You were
purple. No fedora though, guys. No fedora.
I forgot the fedora.
I grew out of that fedora phase. Yeah.
Probably best that stayed in college.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, what a dweeb.
Yeah. So anyways, we tried again 2013 for like a minute.
Yeah, just did work.
And then I ended up moving out to Regina in 2013. I got a job out in Regina.
Yeah, but we always stayed in touch.
Yeah, we always stayed in touch. And then I get upset and be like, I'm deleting your number. So then I wouldn't come running back to you.
Yeah.
But I did. And then, yeah, so I lived in Regina for, 8 years.
Yeah.
Got married.
You got married, yeah. That's the thing that happened. She got married.
I got married.
She got married. I didn't get married. I was.
You didn't get married. You
still
just
busy, like partying.
and you were like working. Like your job was like.
Yeah. So
we did very different things when we.
Yeah. Well, yeah. My buddy opened up a store, at No Frills in Stratford, Ontario. So when you open up a new store, like the first little bit, you're just trying to set up everything and get everything kind of initiated, and you're trying to set your standards of how you want your store to be and how you want people to perceive it.
His store is well.
Yeah, my buddy has a great store. Like it's beautiful. He does great for himself. Him and his wife now. Yeah.
His wife,
oh wow. Yeah, they're married a little while ago, and not a little while ago, like a long time ago.
Long while ago.
Yeah, a long while ago.
What is time anyway?
Yeah, exactly. So you're basically just working your butt off for a solid 6 months to a year, just getting everything like just the way that you want it and how you want your store to be perceived. And it was a very nice, neat, clean, organized store.
Stratford, like I feel like No Frills, you expect literally no frills, but like their store was not. It was immaculate. It was a bit frilly.
Yeah, if you ever been to Stratford, you'll know that Stratford's like it's an artsy town. It's like where they have the theater. A festival, so a lot of people come, a lot of people travel there, so we have a lot of it's a high-end clientele, I would say.
There's a lot of money in Stratford.
Yeah, a lot of money in Stratford. Yeah,
the Beebs is from Stratford.
Yeah, the Beebs is from Stratford. Actually, story, I golf with his dad.
So that would have been cool.
That's kind of weird.
Did you golf with him or just like
we played like a hole with him? I think that's what.
How did you? Were you like? He was like, "I'm Justin Bieber's dad."
No, we just knew who. Actually, my buddy at the time, Andrew, who was my roommate at the time too. He worked at No Frills as well. He knew who he was because I think he golfed with him a couple times or knew him through people as well too.
So his dad lives in Stratford still?
Yeah. Well, at the time he was living in Stratford.
But he's not living there anymore.
I don't know. I don't keep up with all that sort of stuff.
We gotta keep up with that.
Chris likes to keep up with Justin Bieber.
That's actually a funny story from college. I like had my entire wall plastered with Justin Bieber posters.
Oh my goodness.
And you like slept over at that what was it called? A dorm.
It was a dorm.
I was in a dorm.
So I would I think she had did you have Justin Bieber poster on your ceiling?
No.
No, maybe that's just a dream.
It was from ceiling to floor.
It was lifestyle, like lifestyle. So I wake up and I'd see like a Justin Bieber looking at me, like, but it was like Justin Bieber, like baby.
Yeah, it was like young. Well, I was Bieber. Young. Yeah. He was like It
wasn't Justin Bieber now. It wasn't Justin Bieber now. It was pre-tattoos, baby face Justin Bieber. And
it was the
side
swipe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the side swipe.
I don't know. I just really loved him. I remember seeing for the very first time that video on Much Music or whatever it was at the gym, and me and my friend were working out and we're like, we love this, and then we were both obsessed with him. That's how he made money, man. He got us hooked like teenage girls.
That's how you gotta do it.
We were like, I don't know, maybe 15.
Okay, yeah, that's.
And then go to college, bring head to toe or ceiling to floor posters.
On the sidebar, what I like about Justin Bieber is that his music evolved, so it's not just for teenage girls anymore. It's actually evolved as he aged. His music aged, which is what I like about Justin Bieber. Yes, I'm a Justin Bieber fan, so.
Yeah, we can both say we're Justin, but like we just don't have posters anymore.
No. Wissa might have a few. I don't know if she's hiding them from me, but I haven't found any yet.
No, I don't have any that I'd like to share on this podcast about.
Where were we now? I forget where we were. Went off on Justin Bieber.
We went off on a Bieber tangent. So you were talking about working, and I was talking about living in Regina. So
Oh,
we
yes,
were
yeah.
living like super different paths from from 2013 to 2018 for 5 years.
Yeah.
I think we talked once in that whole time.
Yeah. No, it
And
once.
you were doing your thing, working,
You were doing
partying.
your thing.
I was doing a million different things. I moved to Regina to be a manager of a College Spring shoe store.
Yeah. She actually did what she went to school for.
I did. I enjoyed it, but I was so young. Retail's tough. I was working like 12-hour days every day with like people who just did not float my boat.
Yeah, it happens, you know.
I'm going to leave it at that because there's other things to say, but so I ended up moving to a different job, a different retail job, which was a bust, and then into finance, which
Yeah.
I think we're going to do a whole podcast on like our jobs previously.
Yeah.
Because those are pretty, well, that we learned a lot in those. But yeah, then I worked in finance, and then I was married, bought a house, did all the things I was supposed to do.
Right.
And then that just didn't feel good.
Yeah, you know, you go through life and you
live and learn.
you like exactly you live and learn, and like everything that happens for a reason.
Yeah,
which I truly believe.
I believe that too.
And like if I didn't know that you got married, and I didn't know that you
Did you know that I got married?
you told me.
But you didn't know when I was married that.
No, I didn't know.
Because you didn't really have Facebook or anything like that.
No, I'm not a big fan of social media.
Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan of social media. I just don't have it right now.
We only knew each other on Snapchat, and it's not like you like update your status on Snapchat.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm married.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember you told me. You told
Yeah.
me that you were married.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh wow, like that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
obviously there's a little bit of jealousy there, but like also that's you're happy that I consider you a friend at the time. There, I was like, you're happy that one of your friends
Yeah.
is happy.
Yeah.
So I kind of
I feel like I feel like you positively thought I was happy in a marriage. Like you just think marriage equals happiness.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
it doesn't
totally.
all the time.
Yes, yeah, 100%, 100%, yeah.
Like we're not married and we're like super happy.
We're super happy. Yeah, so we might not ever get married.
We're not fucking this up.
We're engaged to never get married.
That's our status on Facebook. Engaged to never be married.
Yeah. But anyways, your marriage kind of.
That fell apart at the seams.
Yeah,
It wasn't meant to be.
Just wasn't meant to be.
No.
And
You can't marry your same sun sign, and we're doing an episode on that as well.
yeah.
But I married my sun sign, and that.
We're both opposites.
We're very opposite.
We're very opposite.
Thank God.
So we started talking again. Actually, I had a dream.
This guy. Oh yeah. Go
I had
ahead.
a dream.
Yeah.
I just basically, at this point in my life, I think I was ready for a relationship, and
Because you had done a lot of work.
I felt like I was ready for a relationship, but
Yeah.
I still had a lot of growing up to do. But I really wanted something with someone, and
You did a lot of like
Yeah.
inner work. I feel like,
Yeah.
from what I
but
understand.
I also like I wasn't doing all the right things, and I knew that I wanted a relationship, but I didn't know how the right way to go about having a relationship because I was still very immature. So I had to so I just said like I was on a drive, and I said to the universe, I was just like, please bring someone in my life that I could just stay with and to be happy and just be like, maybe grow up a little bit more. And then lo and behold, on Snapchat, Krista B pops up on my Snapchat, and I was like, Krista B, what if this is Krista Bannon?
Because I had changed my last name.
Yeah, so
It was Krista B on Snapchat.
I Snapchat and
This guy slid into my Snapchat DMs.
yeah, DMs. You know how I do it. So classy, so classy. Jeez,
You should have been wearing the fedora at the
Oh
time.
my god,
That would have just.
I
been
had the mental fedora on.
You were in the mindset of the fedora.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, then we started talking, and
It was so like bizarrely familiar. I feel like it was just like easy.
yeah, but like our lives have changed so much. Like you were, were you still managing Spring? No, you were at the finance office at the time.
No, I had quit that.
Oh, you quit that?
I
Yeah.
had quit that because that was September of 2018, and I had quit in June or May or June of that year. So basically, I went from like working a solid job, being in a marriage, owning a home, to like separated, entrepreneur, rekindling a college flame.
Basically, you started a brand new life.
I started a brand new life in
You started
2018.
over, yeah, which is not bad.
I was 26, yeah.
Yeah, and
It was like the best. That was the hardest year of my life, I would say, but it was also the best year of my life.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, I think so. When I saw you for the first time, you looked a little fragile,
I was so fragile.
but you were, but you were still kind of happy. I think I made you happy.
You did. You always made me happy.
Yeah, how we like met up again was so we started talking on Snapchat and stuff like that, and
We eventually got each other's number, I hope.
Yes.
Or did we just be Snapchat buds?
Nope, we got each other's numbers.
Okay, good.
And,
oh yeah, you called me a couple of times.
Yeah.
Drunky pants.
Drunky pants. Yeah, I was still drinking quite a bit, and
Yeah.
I would. So, anyways, we started like talking and stuff like that, and Chris was like, "Oh, I'm going home."
Yeah, I
And
was
like,
driving
I'll
back
meet
to
you. I'll meet you halfway. And did I know halfway was 16 hours? But I'm so happy I did that 16-hour drive.
Yeah, it was a good 6 hours. I mean, you like driving.
Yeah, I love driving.
So I drove 10 hours to get from Regina to Dryden, and then another 7 hours to Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And you drove, I think, 16 or 17 hours from Stratford to Marathon.
Yeah,
We just met in this small town
it's a small town. And
called Marathon, Ontario.
just kind of, we met, got a hotel. It sounds really...
It sounds sleazy.
It sounds really
It wasn't really
sleazy.
sleazy.
No, but it was just
It's a
like...
sleazy sound.
It sounds really sleazy, yeah. Like, yeah, we got a hotel, we met back up, yeah. And bada boom, bada bang, we're back together. No, but no, it was actually like those... I don't know, we didn't have 24 hours together.
I think we had like just 24. Not even. I think just, less than 24 hours.
Because I had to head back down to get ready for work the next
He had to
day.
go back to work. And my mom planned a supper that she like guilt tripped me into going into.
Yeah.
Even though I was like traveling, 14 hours in 24 hours. Or 14-hour drive in 24 hours.
But yeah, and then after that, we like... I don't know, on my way home, I just was like, yeah, I think this is good.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is good.
Leon, I have to say... I'm looking at you, but I'm talking to them. Is like, you've always been certain. Whereas I've like struggled with the certainty because of my baggage coming into it and being like so, having just moved through all of those very life transforming events. But you were always just like so certain. You're like, hey, we're going to make this work.
Yeah. Well, my biggest thing is that I just wanted to really try
Yeah.
to make it work. I don't know if I was 100% certain, but I was willing to,
But you were so determined to try. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I was determined to try and make it work. And I feel like that you were thrown in there as a sign. Like the next day, you literally popped up on my Snapchat.
Yeah. When he told me that story, I was like, whoa. Because I believe all that stuff too.
Yeah. And so I was working for Loblaws. I kind of moved up in the company and I was looking to own my own store. Krista was living in Regina. I was living in Ontario. So a long distance relationship. I don't think neither of us really wanted that.
No, like we saw each other. So we saw each other in September. We saw each other at Christmas, and then again in April we went out to BC or Alberta together, and then you moved out in July.
Yeah, I was
June.
Tired of just flying and then leaving, basically.
Yeah. It was tough. I was also living in a bachelor apartment, so when he came down at Christmas,
it was awesome.
We slept in a twin bed in a 300 square foot apartment with a dog and a cat for 9 nights.
Yeah, but like that was a sign that like it was like pretty good that we could do that.
We didn't argue. I don't even think once.
No.
Which is weird because I argue all the time.
But I think you had a little bit of doubts and stuff like that, getting closer to me leaving.
Yeah.
But like it's just that's understandable.
I just feel like I had a lack of trust, probably in myself and my ability to like heal through what I was going through, but also like maybe you would just say nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was always like that was one of my biggest fears too, because like I think both people, doesn't matter who it is, there's always that fear that other person just might not be into you when that other person is just crazy about you. And then when you have that fear, I feel like you just don't act as into that person as you are. And then that kind of gives them the fear like, oh, maybe this person's not that into me.
It's pretty self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever, kind of like you think your way into that being
the truth. But like really, it's just like, no, we're both crazy about each other. And like, like let's make this work. And
I even feel like just meeting after all those years was like, okay, we both like took, that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not even the time, the hours, the miles, like,
Yep.
but more like that's a pretty bold thing to do.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it's a sleazy story.
No.
It's a lovely story.
It's a lovely story. We'll tell our kids a little bit differently how it went down. And
We won't mention the hotel room.
yeah.
'Cause everybody knows what happens at hotel rooms.
I moved out in, was it June or July?
I think June or July. I think it was June 2nd because you went to a wedding.
Yes. A stag and do. And
Or
then
a second dough.
But then when I got there on the 3rd, this is when I knew, like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
We
like,
actually looked, sorry, sidebar, we actually looked into our astrology lines in Regina, and your Venus line was like through the city of Regina, which is like your heart,
My
your
heart.
love was in Regina. And if you were to like plainly state that, it'd be like Leon's heart was in Regina.
But I felt like I was, like, home. But, like,
Yeah.
even maybe Regina wasn't my home, you're my home.
Yeah.
So that's why I felt home, because I feel home. I could be anywhere with
Well,
you. And I
we're
feel
here
home.
now.
Yeah.
We're not in Regina
We're
anymore.
not- yeah.
I had my Jupiter line going through Regina, so I feel like I learned a lot.
Yes. You
And
did.
I expanded a lot there. And now we're living on totally different energy lines, and it's a totally different experience.
Yeah. Totally.
But yeah, so we ended up, well, living together for, okay, so back up, I moved out of the 300 square foot apartment.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. So this was before I was living there.
Yeah, I moved out, and then you basically helped me get an apartment because I couldn't afford one. And you were like, well, I'm going to move down, so
Yeah,
this is our apartment now.
Yeah, well, I had it in my mind that. I
Yeah,
was
you
gonna-
were like, I'm
yeah.
moving down, so.
Yeah.
So we got an apartment, and we just had to wait a little while till you got there.
Yeah, that's all.
And then, yeah, you moved in June, and then we got pregnant the following September.
Yeah, it was our
Fast
little baby
forward.
Lilith.
Our little baby girl Lilith, who's over a year now.
Yeah, she's sleeping like a.
She's sleeping right now.
now.
That's the only reason we can do this podcast.
Yeah, everyone's
only
sleeping around
reason-
us.
Yeah, actually, the animals are being really good. Yeah, so then we got, fast forward, that summer that you moved, we traveled a lot,
Yeah,
right? We went to Vancouver.
went to Alberta
We went to Alberta in the spring.
in the spring.
We went to Vancouver in the summer.
We went to Edmonton.
Oh, in the fall.
We went to the
And then the
Edmonton
following,
Mall.
the West
Yeah,
End Mall,
yeah.
and stayed in that cringy hotel. Ugh,
It wasn't that crazy. I liked
it
it.
was dirty.
Yeah, Krista's,
I made them
Krista's
switch
standards
us
are a
around.
lot higher than my standards.
Yes, I am. Yes,
Like
they are.
we walked into was it a Ramada, and it was
Oh my god.
there was a stain on the floor
and a hair on the wall.
and a hand on the wall, and
gonna
I was
gag.
like, oh my god, this is lovely.
It literally looked like a picture of out of Law and Order SVU, like a crime scene.
Crime scene, yeah.
And thank God it was dark because when we woke up, I was like, "What the f out of here?" That was.
But the shower was
horrible.
amazing. It was like one of those square shower things, and it was like a
Leon
waterfall.
hones in on the positive.
Oh man, it was so good. Like, oh,
That was in Calgary, coming home from. We should have just stayed with my dad.
Yeah.
Ugh. But anyways,
I'm a freaking trooper. I was like, oh, we can just drive all the way. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
we can
was
make it. And you're like,
exhausted.
that's like another 7 hours. I was like, yeah, that's all right.
I think it's 8 hours
Oh wow.
from Calgary to. So anyway, so we traveled a lot summer of 2019, and then summer 2020 we couldn't travel a lot because shit hit the fan.
And I was living in Saskatoon.
You were living, yeah.
Not
Long
because
distance
anything,
again,
Yeah,
kind of.
not because anything went wrong with our relationship. It's just that
No.
so with COVID and all that stuff going on, I couldn't really travel back and forth. So
For work.
Yeah, so I stayed in a Airbnb for 3 months, 3 months or so. Yeah, and
He'd
I
come
once,
home on-
once in a while here and
Yeah.
there.
But like you had everything. You had a kitchen. You had a laundry facilities. Like you just,
Yeah, and I was working quite a lot too.
and
So
you worked tons of hours. So we went from long distance to living together to long distance.
oh,
again.
this is again, yeah. And
Even
then
though Saskatoon's like 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. It was-
And like so many times I was like, I'm just gonna come visit you. I never did do that.
no,
You
but we
worked too much.
Right, I did, yeah. But lo and behold, I ended up leaving that job.
Yeah. We're gonna do a whole episode on like us quitting our
Yeah, jobs and what we're doing
jobs
now. Mm-hmm.
and what we're doing now. But yeah, and then so that was summer 2019 we traveled, and then summer 2020 we golfed,
Yeah, we golfed a lot.
and then we went back home, saw my family,
Yep.
and then went down kind of closer to your hometown, saw our friends get married,
Yep.
And then we came back home
Find out that we were
to Dryden and
Dryden.
found out we were pregnant.
Yeah, Crystal. So this is funny.
God.
We're in a chapters or is Indigo now, Indigo, and I accidentally stepped on Krista's foot, like her back of her
back
heel,
of my
and I get that it's annoying. I don't like it either. But she kind of like snapped at me and said,
went.
and I was like, "Why are you being such a Karen?"
But
And
you were being funny, and I was
yeah,
not.
I was like joking, like you're being such a Karen, like just haha, and then she just like she didn't find that very funny.
I am sometimes a Karen, so that was offensive to my Karen soul.
We went to Wendy's and I got a spicy chicken sandwich, and for some reason on the way back to Dryden from Thunder Bay, I couldn't get my spicy chicken.
I was
chicken
holding
sandwich.
his sandwich hostage.
She held it hostage until we talked about
until I talked about why he called me a Karen.
yeah, and her feelings and all that stuff, and I was like, oh man, I'm never going to eat this thing. So I'm starving here, right? And then like I'm like, why? Like, but normally like when we talk things through, it's never like that.
Like it had because
it was different. It was different. I was like,
it was a different vibe. It was like it was a completely irrational behavior. I'm a super feeler. I'm a super talker, so I need to like talk through my feelings and go through the whole thing. But that was an extreme level.
yeah. So then eventually I got my chicken sandwich. We worked it out. And
Probably it was cold.
it was cold, but it was still delicious, spicy. And
Oh man, that's
we
funny.
get back, and you felt like.
Well, I hadn't gotten my period,
Yeah.
and I was on like a natural like tracking app, and we screwed that up.
Yeah, we didn't really
listen.
We didn't listen very well.
We didn't listen at all.
Your
I
red
was
days,
on-
it's good to go.
Red days means don't do it. 'Cause
Or
you
be
could-
safe.
Yeah, or use condoms or whatever, abstain. But so anyway, so we got back to Dryden, snuck to Safeway. We're like, we need road trip snacks, and went and got a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
And then I sneakily took it at my mom's house, and then like pulled you out into the driveway and was like,
Does it look like two lines? Okay, this is,
it was a
this,
faint 2 line.
and this is me. Nah.
If we would have listened to him.
Yeah, I was like, nah, you're good. And then like she's like, why am I pregnant? I was like, no, you're not. You're not
I
pregnant.
literally like stayed up. I laid on my back in bed and stared at the ceiling for freaking 8 hours that night. I didn't sleep a minute.
So to ease Krista's mind, we went and got 2 more pregnancy tests
From Walmart
from
the
Walmart.
next day.
Yeah.
And then we were on our way to leave to drive to Regina. Like, Dryden to Regina is a 10-hour drive. We need to get the heck out of there. And so we went to Walmart, and then we went to see my mom. And on the way, we found out we were like 1,000%
Yeah.
pregnant.
One said 1 to 2 weeks, and the other one said yes.
And then the other one was 2 lines.
2 lines.
So,
Yeah.
like the very
so
first
she
one.
was for sure pregnant.
So I'm like walking into my mom's, like shaking like a 16-year-old, freaking like I'm in trouble. Told my mom. She freaked out.
She didn't really freak out.
Well, okay, so this is what happened. Before all this, we were planning on moving from Regina out west
Yeah, to BC.
to BC.
Yeah.
And that was the general narrative that we were going to do. And then when we got pregnant, my mom's like, well, you can't move to BC. And we're like, why? We can easily move to BC. It's fine. But anyways, my mom just had her own reaction because she was... That's pretty huge. I mean...
It was a big thing. And
So for 10 hours, we drove, and you were like...
I was like, whoo!
Yeah, like he exhaled
Woo,
a lot
like that.
on that drive.
We called my mom. We told my mom.
Your mom was
My
thrilled.
mom was thrilled, but she was just kind of like, I thought she was pregnant. She kind of looked a little pale. But so my mom
Is
is
definitely
she's
a
a witch doctor. She's a witch doctor.
She is.
She knows things.
She knows things before the person knows.
Yeah, and I don't know. She's a witch doctor. I'll say that.
She's very intuitive, but in like an old school way.
Yeah.
She wouldn't like wear crystal bracelets and like
No.
stare into her crystal ball and pull tarot cards.
She
She's
just
just
look at
like
you.
no.
She just look at you like you're pregnant. That's it.
But then like I said to her like I'm always pale. I just have fair skin.
Yeah.
But I was
yeah.
anyways, I was super newly pregnant, so
But yeah, she knew, and
she
then,
just knew. And we knew it was a girl from the minute we found out.
yeah. So I have a belief that I can only have daughters.
Daughters.
So yeah, we're stuck with girls.
Girls are awesome. But who knows?
Yep. Who knows what could happen?
Who knows?
I do. Pretty much.
Actually, we should just ask Denise.
Yeah.
Or we should drive down there and just say,
See what
hey.
she says. Yeah.
So yeah, then we found out we were pregnant, and we went, and that's when Leon. Anyways, we'll talk about this in the other episode, but that's when you quit your job because you're like, I don't want to be away
I wouldn't want to be traveling. I travel a lot for work.
so
So I
much.
didn't want-
Winnipeg, Cold Lake, Saskatoon.
Yeah. Out
You
to
were
Kenora.
everywhere. Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I just couldn't. I just remember hearing stories. Like one of the guys I was on the crew with, when I was living in Ontario, said
Yeah.
that he was gone on the road so much that his daughters didn't recognize him when he came home.
Breaks my heart.
And I couldn't imagine. That's
Now
something
that
like
we
I want.
have Lil and her like little personality and how excited she is to see you when you come home from a 12-hour shift,
Yeah,
like I can't imagine like 12 days or whatever.
yeah, I can't imagine being away from that long.
And I can't imagine being a single mom for, and even like through pregnancy, like you came to every appointment,
Once they would let me
every
come to,
ultrasound. Oh yeah,
because it was COVID too, right? So
restrictions.
kinda-
But
restrictions kind of got a little tighter.
yeah, they wouldn't even let me have him. That was actually that's a tangent,
Yeah,
which I won't
we'll go on.
but
We'll do that in a later episode.
that'll be another episode
Yeah.
slash just a rant that never gets aired. But yeah, so anyways, you quit your job. We did our pregnancy in Regina.
Yep.
My mom did not come visit us for 9 months.
She
Well,
couldn't,
She did
yeah.
not see me for 9 months, which is
Yeah.
like unheard of.
The borders were like
Literally
closed.
locked down. It was
Lockdown.
insanity.
But like this time, like it's nice. Like it's nice that we're closer to home.
We're closer to home now, so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then boom, May 30th, after a million freaking hours of labor,
Yeah, we're parents
we're
together.
parents,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do an episode on that too.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I proposed to her on my favorite holiday, Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, I
And-
forgot to include that.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 20. That was in 20.
Well,
Must have been 2020 because Lil was born in 2021 and we were pregnant.
Yeah.
What happened was this little sneak, and I called it, and he lied to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at just like
Totally sloughing
pushing things off, and so Krista's like, "Oh, okay."
And then I
Yeah.
get like so frustrated that I just give up on it. But like, so we invited our friends over to do a photo shoot for us with our little ultrasound photos to announce our pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I have a feeling that you're going to propose. Because I had picked out this beautiful ring. And then all of a sudden it was gone. Some couple came and bought it.
Yeah, because I made up a story saying that, oh, I called back to get you that ring just because I know that you liked it, and I'm just gonna get it for you. And because the lady was really talking it up to us when we were there, and I was like, so when I called back, she said that was sold out, but there were like a young couple came in and they bought it. And
He made up this
so
elaborate story
I just
about the
couldn't
ring.
get it, and then I had it in my backpack the entire time.
And like I went into your backpack.
Yeah, Krista's a snoop.
But I didn't snoop. I was like, what is that, like piece of clothing or something in there? I don't know, gym clothes or something. Anyways, so the day of, I come out and I'm like, do I look okay for photos or whatever? And then I was like crying and I was like, I have a feeling that you're gonna propose today and like I don't look good enough or something stupid
was
like that. And
like,
he's like,
"No."
we have to put this aside. We're probably not gonna get married for a while.
Yeah, it's for a long time because we have a baby coming. We've got a lot of things going on. We're just not.
He like
I said,
literally
let's table it.
let's table it,
That's what I
and
said.
like literally convinced me that we weren't gonna do it. And like I guess I just accepted that. I don't even know how.
Yeah, she
because
went and had a
that's not-
shower. She went and had a shower.
Yeah, I was like, which is so unlike me. Normally I beat the thing to death. And then Jesse and Duke came over and we were like doing our photo shoot and you came up behind me and proposed. And I was like fucking hyperventilating.
You're you lied to me.
I have that video.
Yeah,
Jesse
so-
took a video of me like
Yeah.
sobbing.
Yeah, they knew that I was proposing. So
They knew, they helped you, like not helped you plan, but they were like part of it. They had like, what were those things called? Like the confetti things and
yeah, it's gonna blow
the
up.
confetti guns and
Yeah, but like
I
it's
forgot
just-
about that
yeah.
in that story. I keep thinking like Lil and pregnancy and stuff.
yeah.
She's a pretty huge part, but wow, yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much our story in a nutshell.
Oh my God,
a
that
lot of
was-
stuff happened in between, obviously,
So much stuff.
but
But you know what? Like, all in all, I feel like our past was challenging at times, but I feel like this last time that we've been together since 2018 has been like a relationship of like growth and evolution. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like you and I have gone through a lot of healing and a lot of growth
even
as a couple.
together, like yeah, even while we were like still Regina, we were still going through a lot of
Totally.
like, healing and growth, and I was still trying to get my quote unquote shit together
Yeah,
and
we
like
still gotta do that.
be a decent dude, but like just like be like a decent dude,
You're
like,
a
be a
good-
decent, be a decent
You're a good
partner,
person.
and
Yeah,
because I still have my own baggage, whereas like
yeah.
and I still have my own mental thoughts of like, well, I don't have to do that, like
Yeah.
I'm but I had to do that because I'm in a relationship now, like there's certain things I got other people I got to think about.
Like Leon is hyper independent, and I'm not saying this in like an air quotes toxic way. You're not like traumatized into hyper independence. You were literally born into hyper independence. Like you're a Capricorn and you have a million fucking planets in Capricorn. You're just like, I'm gonna do it myself. And you spent so much time by yourself. Like you established a great relationship with yourself. And so when you became in a partnership, I'm like codependent, never want to leave your side, and you're like, fuck, get away from me. That was what it was like. It's not like that anymore.
No,
but
we kind of found a nice balance, and I think that we're learning each other, because sometimes I still get it wrong here and there, but
I sometimes get it wrong with you. I'm like, hello, can't you just give me a hug?
I was like, but then
You're like, no,
I'm in like another
not
mode.
even in that mindset.
Yeah, I'm like in another mode somewhere, or my brain's somewhere off, where I'm off in work or something like that, and then I'm just like, oh, okay, turn off work mode and like get into like
Leon's super great at compartmentalizing things. That's a hard word to put together. Like he's like, if he's in work mode, it's work mode. If he's in family mode, it's family mode. If he's in play mode, it's play mode. But like, don't intertangle them. Because if it's work mode and I'm trying to tell you something about the family, you're like, gotta do the work.
I'm out to lunch, like, and there's a couple times you can see in my eyes where I'm not
glazed over,
like listening, but like not listening. But like, and I was like, what? Did you say? Say it again. I had to like switch modes really quickly.
No, we're still learning. We're not perfect. We're humans, so we're never gonna be perfect.
I don't think we'll ever be perfect.
But I
don't want to ever be perfect. Though.
Nah, it's boring. What's the point? But I feel like we are in a relationship that encourages both of us to evolve and grow. And now with our family growing, like what else can we do? We're never going to stay stagnant.
No.
But it's healthy and we love each other, and it took us 12 years to figure that out.
What's the thing you love most about me?
You're going to make me cry when I tell people what I love most about you.
What do you love most about me?
Where do I begin? What do you love most about me?
No, you go first.
Okay, well, I need a minute to think.
Oh, this is gonna take forever.
I love that you're super loyal. You're the most loyal person. And the thing I love most...
I grew up a lot. Let's just say that.
Yeah, you did. No, I'm saying in our relationship, you're super loyal. And also, you are very dedicated to us. That's what I love most about you. You would literally blow up the entire world just to save us. Just to be with us. Oh, yeah. That's what I love the most. And I'm not crying.
No, you're holding it in.
I'm holding my tears in, Leon style.
I love your butt.
You're such an
No. I love how you push me to grow, because honestly, if it wasn't for Krista, I would be stagnant. I don't think I'd have the life that I have now.
Yeah.
I probably would have given up, to be honest. And like, you know my story, and you know my demons and what I feel and what I think sometimes, and how dark I can get. As much as I'm a positive person, I'm like, I live a very positive life, like, you know my past.
Yeah. But that's because you did a ton of work and you rewired a lot of that, you know.
Yeah. And I love just how you like push me to grow and push me to these things differently, because I can get stubborn.
No, you are stubborn. There's no can.
Well, we're both stubborn.
We're both stubborn in different ways.
But I feel like I'm a little bit more sensitive when I'm with you, which is good, and I don't have
Which took you like a minute to be okay with.
Yeah.
I feel.
I still have a hard time being weak around you. I hurt my back recently.
Yeah, that was tough.
And I like had a hard time mentally with that, because I was like, I couldn't like play with Lil or like do the daddy things I love to do without being in pain.
Or like anything, like you even like enjoy cutting the grass or like going and playing with the dogs. Like it was just kind of debilitating.
But I struggled with it. Like I've hurt my back before, but this time was like the hardest time I had to deal with it mentally. I think like I healed. My back actually healed when I got over my bullshit.
That's exactly what happened. He literally went back to work. His work buddies like nothing happened at work that like, you know, nothing bad happened or whatever. He didn't get in trouble. And then you came home and you're like, I could see you like having relaxed out of that pain a little bit. Yeah. But it was like mental.
It was a lot of it was mental. A lot of it was mental, because I was just like hating. But like Krista kind of, I don't know, you helped me through so much stuff, and like even like when I had growing up to do and stuff like that, you like, how do I say it? Like you forgave my faults,
Yeah.
and you kind of looked at me. It was just kind of like I made a lot of mistakes early on, and as I got like older and the relationship kind of grew more, like I made less and less mistakes, and I'd make little mistakes here and there, but they're nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, and nothing that would like damage our relationship. Like it was always like sometimes I just wouldn't listen or something like that, and when I was in a different mind, but then I just kind of slipped down and like listen to what you had to say.
I feel like it's so interesting for us to be like talking about this on a podcast, because when you say that I push you to like grow and stuff like that, I would never think that in my head. I would never be like, oh, I've helped Leon. I literally think I'm the biggest pain in your ass.
No,
Which
sometimes you can be a pain in my ass, but I can be a pain in your ass too.
Yeah.
But like, I think every couple can each be a pain in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I think if you don't have that, like, it's just not.
It's not real.
It's
then.
not. It's not that it's not real. It just doesn't. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know, like
We can be fun pains in each
yeah,
other's
exactly.
asses.
Yeah, we can be fun pains, and then we can be like a fucking disaster, pain in the ass,
Yeah.
sort of thing. But like mostly it's fun. And
Yeah.
but like yeah, like and you showed me that it was okay for me to have a sensitive side and to be
Yeah.
and like really I am a sensitive person, and there's a lot of things that I'm gonna say that I'm scared of, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But like you make me brave, so I can still feel that fear and go through it anyway.
Yeah.
And seeing you do your thing and seeing you live your life like authentically,
Yeah.
and even seeing you scared through those moments, but like doing your thing, going through your moment, and then coming back to who you are and realizing what you can do
Yeah.
also motivates me, because like I said, if it wasn't for you, I'd just stay stagnant, probably the same person, and I would just wouldn't be happy with who I am as a human being.
Yeah. I feel grateful that we like both do that for each other. Like we support each other on that level of like growth. There's no point in staying. We're way too young to be stagnant.
Yeah.
And we will be way too young until the day we die.
Yeah. I love when Krista asks me a question, because my answer is like, she's like, oh, I think I want to do this. And I'm like, I never say no. I was just like, well, do it.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Well, annoyingly so. I'm like, no, I can't do it. He's like, fucking do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
So this is the Capricorn in him, which like we're recording this on the Capricorn full moon. So
Yeah,
this is
wow.
Leon's full moon.
This is my time to shine.
This is your time to shine. That's
Oh,
yeah.
it's the biggest moon too, eh?
It's a
It's
super
called
moon.
the buck moon because I'm a wild buck.
You are a buck. You know what buck rhymes with?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we went through all that stuff for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
That we made it here.
I'm grateful for the stuff I went through in the last 3 years.
Yeah, seriously.
The last 3 years have been like,
Huge growth.
yeah,
Huge
a
growth.
huge growth.
And
just-
like also the most like high speed timeline
Oh my
of
goodness.
like being together, creating a family, being engaged to never be married, and now
Yeah.
another one on the way.
yeah, another little one on the way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we're next episode or next week, I don't know when. I think we're gonna do weekly.
Yeah.
But next episode we're gonna talk about what we're going through right now. So I know we dabbled in that a little bit
Yeah.
today, but we're gonna go like deep into our present
Mhm.
and let you guys know what we're working on now.
What we're working on now and what we are feeling.
Yeah, what
Let's
we're
talk
feeling.
let's talk about feelings.
Oh
Look at
God,
me, I'm
you sensitive
Now I'm just a
being.
brand new man.
He's a sensitive Capricorn. Is that even possible?
Yeah. So
I'm
it's
looking
all
at him.
inside. Sensitivity is all inside.
Yeah, it doesn't come out to play.
Not often.
No, mine does.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive 24/7 all the time.
She is.
Tears every day,
Not every day.
most days. Sometimes good tears.
Good tears, happy tears.
Happy tears.
Those are my favorite tears.
All right, well, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap
We've
it
been
up.
chatting for 48
I didn't wrap
minutes.
it up. That's how you got pregnant.
But
So let's wrap this one up. Yeah. So that's just the beginning, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Well, it's kind of nervous. Like I'm kind
Yeah.
of like just like
I was super nervous, but now I feel like this is like
Once you start
such
talking,
a
yeah, you
yeah.
do.
And to me, it was like such an eye opener because I feel like once we stop this, we're gonna be like, whoa, that was really cool to talk about that. We
Yeah.
don't just sit and have 48-minute conversations, Leon.
that's true.
We don't.
No, normally without Netflix on, I'm always like, yeah, I can listen, but like, can we watch like, can we watch the show on
Can
Netflix?
I be distracted?
Can we watch
And my
like
like
something?
my like inability to focus, I'm like, no. And then
Yeah.
Lil needs to have bedtime,
Oh,
and then the dogs need to bark,
jeez.
blah, 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 blah. So
Yeah, we have a crazy household, but you know what? It works.
we're going to figure out how to record a podcast every week
Yeah.
for you guys. So,
Actually, this worked out really well because Lil went down for a nap.
yeah,
And with my job, I have 4 days off. So we
we're going to be
really
able to
have
do
it.
this.
Yeah.
No doubt in my
Yeah.
mind.
And stay tuned for next episode because Krista's got some big news coming.
Put me on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, we're wrapping this up.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for listening to the Patient Heart Podcast.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day.